All right. It looks like most of us are good to go, 70%. 25% needed 1 minute. I think we did that 1 minute. Let me know if you still need more time. And then my 2 to 3 minutes, people, you might be coming in a little late, but that is okay. All right. Today, we are going to talk about evaluating composite functions. So you probably have done evaluating regular functions in the past, right? So that's like when we have f of 3 like this, and we take the 3 and we plug it into the f function. Can you give me a thumbs up in the reactions or a yes in the chat or something to tell me that you remember this, right? Do you remember taking a number and putting it into your function? I've got a yeah in the chat for sure. Cool. Hi, Melissa. Thanks for joining us. Make sure we're just taking notes. Okay, I've got at least one person who remembers. So we are going to jump into composite functions. It's basically exactly the same thing. We're just going to take a number, put it into a function. We'll calculate that. And then we'll take that number and we'll put it into a different function, right? So it looks kind of funky. It's like this, f of g of x. It's this here, f of g. So if I'm taking notes, I'm for sure going to write down this right here, f of g. It's an open circle, not a closed circle like multiplying, but it is an open circle, f of g. So f of g of x. That's how I read this, right? I don't want you to say fog, right? I don't want you to say fog. That's silly. Some people do say fog, and I mean, that's okay, I guess, but I don't want your professor to laugh at you. They might not know what you're talking about. So f of g of x, right? So f of g of x is the same as this over here. So if you're taking notes, I would also write down this part. It's f of g of x. Notice the letters go in the same order, f, g, x, f, g, x. If it was the opposite, we write them the opposite way. All right, so we are going to do some of these problems. I'm going to start here. Make this a little smaller. In your notebook or wherever you're writing things down, I want you to write down f of x equals 3x minus 5, g of x equals x squared, and you're going to write down f of g of 3, f of g of 3. All right. So when we have f of g of 3, how we're really going to write that is like this, f of g of 3. And the reason I'm going to write it like this in parentheses mode is it's just a little bit easier to determine what to do first. So as you might remember from PEMDAS, we always want to start on the inside parentheses, right? So inside parentheses, I'm going to do g of 3. So I'm going to take the g function, which is x squared, and I'm going to take out the x's and put in the 3. So I'm going to take out this x and I'm going to put in a 3. I'm going to substitute in 3. So I'm going to put 3 here and square it. All right, so 3 squared. What is 3 squared? You can chat me. You can come off mute. What's 3 squared? 9 for sure. 3 times 3 is 9. Thanks, Anthony. Thanks, Gabby. Right, so it's 9. So g of 3 is 9. So I've taken this whole thing and I've turned it into 9. So we dealt with the g of 3. Now we're going to go to the outside parentheses, which is f, right? So here, my f function is going to pull all the way down, and I'm going to do f of 9. So now I'm going to take the 9 and substitute it into the f equation. So I'm going to take this equation here, which is 3x minus 5, and I'm going to take the 9 and I'm going to substitute it in for the x. So I would have 3 times 9 minus 5. 3 times 9 would be 27, and then the minus 5. 27 minus 5 would be 22. So my correct answer for this problem would be 22. Absolutely, Anthony. Thanks for helping me out in the chat. All right, cool. I'm going to send you a poll here. Give me a fist of 5. How did that go for you? Like, this doesn't make any sense. That's 0 all the way up to 5. I think I got it totally for this question. Thank you, thank you. Awesome. Cool, thanks for voting. So here's where we're at as a class. We've got a lot of 3s, and then some 4s and 5s, and some 1s and 2s. So we're gonna do another example so we can help make everybody feel a little bit more confident, okay? So let's go ahead and work through this one. So in your notes, you're gonna write down f of x equals negative 9x minus 9. You're gonna write g of x equals the square root of x minus 9. And you're gonna write f of g of 10. All right. So I have f of g of 10. So I'm gonna have f of g of 10. Which function am I gonna start with first? What function, what letter, f or g, is in the inside parentheses? Which will I start with first? F or G? Yeah, thank you, Mia. I'm going to start with my G function, right? Start with the inside one first. So I'm going to start with G. G is the square root of x minus 9. Square root of x minus 9. I'm going to take out the x and I'm going to put in the 10. So I'm taking out the x, putting in 10 minus 9. 10 minus 9, I know is 1. And the square root of 1, I can either do in my calculator or I can know, right? If I take the square root of 1, I need something times something gives me 1. Oh, I know it's 1. 1 times 1 gives 1. The square root of 1 is 1. So I know that g of 10 is 1. And now I'm going to bring down my f function because I haven't used that yet. And now I'm going to say, okay, I need my f function. My f function's right here. Negative 9x minus 9. And now I need to substitute the 1 in for x. I'm going to substitute the 1 in for x. So I'm going to have negative 9 times 1 minus 9. So I'm changing the x into 1. So negative 9 times 1. What's negative 9 times 1? Negative 9 times 1. Thank you for that private message, is negative 9. And then I still have this negative 9 here, minus 9, like that. So negative 9 minus 9. Negative 9 minus 9, combine those together, I get negative 18. Negative 18. If you are having a hard time with the math in your head, I get it. It's been a long time. We usually have calculators. Sometimes these are a little harder for us. You can use Desmos, right? You can just type in your Google like search just Desmos, or you can type in calculator. Either way, I know you know how to find the calculator on your computer. But then if you use Desmos, -9 -9, wow, that's not helpful. There we go. -9 -9, -18. This is the correct answer for this question here. -18 is my answer. After seeing two questions, how are you feeling about this type of problem? How are you feeling? Thank you. Awesome. Go ahead and answer that poll question. Uh-oh. I'm getting a notification that my internet is a little unstable. So if you're having a hard time hearing me, just let me know. I'll try to rephrase. All right. So for our poll, it looks like the most people are now at 4, which is great. We were at 3, now we're at 4. There are still some people who are at 0, 1, and 2. Sounds good. That's okay. And then we have some 3s and 5s as well, which is awesome. Cool. All right, let's do another type of example. So for this problem, we're going to change f of x actually. So we're going to say f of x equals -4x squared plus 2x. So we're not going to use this one here. We're going to use this one here. And then g of x is square root of x minus 8. So same problem here. We're just moving it right there. And we're going to do f of g of 12. F of g of 12. Awesome. All right. We're going to start with our inner function here. Yeah, Mia, what's up? Do you want to come off mute? You don't have to type your question. Never mind. Okay. I just changed the problem. I just added an x here and added an x there. Cool. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start with our g function. Start with our g function. Our g function is x minus 8, right? What am I going to do with the 12? Where am I going to put the 12? Ezra, can you help me out? Where am I going to put the 12?
Hmm. Let's see. In the X.
Yeah, we're going to replace it with the x, right? We're going to take the x out, right? And then replace it with the x. Snaps for Ezra for coming off mute. Thank you, Ezra. Right, so the 12 is going to come in here. We're going to say 12 minus 8, right? 12 minus 8. Awesome. Noemi, can you help me to simplify the 12 minus 8 and the square root? What do I do? Noemi, what do you got? Okay, Noemi. Gabby, can you try for us?
Can you say that again, Miss?
Can you help us out on this one? What can we do?
Oh, okay. So you just 12 take away 8, and then that would be 4, and then you square root that, and it'll be 2.
Square root would be 2. Awesome. Thanks, Gabby. Right, if you're having a hard time with square root, don't forget you can do the square root of 4 on your calculator. It's going to give you 2. Perfect. And then I have f here, f of 2, right? F of 2. So I'm going to take my 2 function and I'm going to plug it into my f equation. So remember my f equation is right here. I have negative 4x squared plus 2x. And I'm going to substitute in the 2. I'm going to put it in for x, but I'm also going to put it in over here for x as well. So if there are 2 x's in my equation, I'm going to plug the 2 into both places. Right? So I'm going to put it in here and in there. So I have negative 4, 2 squared plus 2 times 2, like so. All right. This one's always tricky. Do I do the exponent first or do I do the multiplication first? Do I do
The exponent?
Yeah, Gabby, do you know why we do the exponent?
No, I just know you always start with the exponents.
Yeah. Good idea. So, PEMDAS says so, right? But the order of operations is based on power. So exponents are more powerful than multiplication, right? They can make things grow or shrink faster, right? So we do most powerful things first. So I'm going to do my exponents first. So 2 squared is 2 times 2, that's 4. 4 times the negative 4 from above would be negative 16, like that. Plus 4, 2 times 2 gives me 4. And then negative 16 plus 4, if I don't know it, or if negatives are hard, negative 16. I don't know what is up with this most today. Plus 4, negative 12. So negative 12 is my number there. So if I have these 2 equations here, right, I plugged in the inside one first and I calculated that and I got 2. And then I took the 2 and I put it into the f and I put it into both of the x spaces because there were 2 places where x was in my function. 2 places, I'm going to get to negative 12. Chelsea, I am not 100% sure. Can you try clicking this again? Just try it one more time for me. It might say algebra instead of math. I don't know. Where did I get the extra 2 from the f exponent? Like where did I get this equation from, Elder? Is that what you mean? Yeah, I changed the problem. I apologize. I know this was the original problem was here, right? But I wanted us to practice when there was 2 x's in there, so I changed the problem. So if you printed it, I just crossed out this problem and I wrote us a new problem. Yeah, my apologies, Elder. That was totally my bad. I needed to fix the problem so that because on your homework today, you're gonna have one where you have to plug into like x squared plus 3x plus 2. And so I want you to know that if you have 2 x's, you're gonna plug it in here and in here. That's a great question. Thank you, Elder. Melissa, I think you're fine. Unless you didn't go to physics. Did you go to physics today? Okay. After our third example, I would love to see how you are feeling now. How are you feeling now? Are you at 0 all the way up to a 5? Cool. Awesome. All right, we're looking good. A lot of 4s, a lot of 5s now, which is awesome. A few 2s and 3s, still good, but no 0s and 1s. Happy to see that. Okay, I want you to try one on your own before we go to the assignment. So we're gonna try one more here, right? One more, which is f of x is negative 3x plus 4. G of x is x squared. And this time we're going to find g of f of negative 2, like that. Mia, in the example that I wrote on the last problem, yeah, the g of x would be this one. The g would be the one that says g of x. That's your g function. So it would be the square root x minus 8 one. So then the 3, oh, this one, this right here. That's an example from that was an example when I was talking to Elder about like why I changed the problem. This one doesn't belong in this question. Yeah, it was a hypothetical. Thanks for asking that question. I'm sure you weren't the only one. All right. Okay, team. I want us to try this one. I'm going to have you try it for the next 1 minute, right? Try it for the next 1 minute. If you are stuck on where to get started, you're going to start with the f function. Right, you're going to start with the f function. So you're going to start with negative 3x plus 4. I want you to try this one on your own. Try this one on your own. Take a moment. I'm going to go on mute. I'll be back in a minute. All right. I want to try something kind of new. It might be kind of scary. If you are willing to come off mute, if it's quiet enough and you're willing to come off mute to help me with this problem, you don't have to do the whole thing. I might just ask you to answer some part of it. Would you be willing to press the raise hand button? So it might be on your participants window, right, where it says raise hand, or it might be on the bottom of your screen where it says reactions. You can either press raise hand or yes or me. Any of those reactions is fine if you'd be willing to help me. If you'd be willing to help me out with any part of this question. Awesome. Thank you. Gabby, do you have a raise hand button?
Miss, I
Thank
don't.
you.
I'm using my cousin's computer. I'm not in LA right now, but yeah.
Got it. Got it. Cool. I've got Gabby to help me. I've got Noemi to help me. I see you. Thank you. Okay. Okay, team. Gabby, can you start us off? Can you tell me what you did first?
So I just went in, I looked at F and then I noticed that it was negative 3x plus 4, so I just dropped that down. And then I know you have to plug in on X a negative 2, so I just plugged that in the bottom.
Like
And
that?
then it'll be negative 3 first plus, and then drop down to plus 4. And then that would be I do negative 3 times negative 2, which that would leave me 6, and then I add 4. And then that would be 10. And then you square root that, and then it would be 5, right? Or do I not do that?
I'm gonna pause you because you helped me on this part. I'm gonna go to Noemi. Is that okay?
Okay, but
Cool, awesome. Noemi, can you talk us through the next step?
Yeah, hold on a minute. I'm a little confused.
Okay, do you want to ask a question?
Yeah, which part are we on? Because she went really fast.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So can you see my screen still?
Yeah, I could see your screen.
Okay, so I wrote down what she did. So
Or
she plugged in -2, and then she multiplied them together and she got to 10. So she knows f of -2 is 10. And then I think you're at the part where you drop down the g.
and then the G is x to the power of 2.
Mhm.
And so you put you plug the x in with the 10.
The x in with the 10 instead. Okay, so I have 10 squared. What would that give me?
100.
100. Yeah. How did you do that, Noemi?
Wait,
Like how do you know that it's how do you know that it's
Desmos.
100? Desmos. Yes. Thank you for being honest. That is awesome. Way to use your tools. So 10, and then I'm going to press squared, right? That's 100, right? What this means is 10 times 10, right? 10 times 10. So we get 100. 100 is our answer for this problem, right? So squaring it means multiplying times itself, 10 times 10. So we get 100. Amazing. Thank you, Noemi. Thank you, Gabby. Sending merits to you, as well as the people who are helping in the chat. Appreciate you. All right, let's try this one more time. How are we feeling now? Be honest. If you're confused, tell me, right? Be honest. How are we feeling? Cool. Got it. I'm looking for 6 more voters. For a couple more voters here. All right. Awesome. So this is where we're at. We have a lot of 5s now, which is great. We still have a 0. That is okay. We will make it happen. 2s and 3s, a couple 4s. Appreciate all of you voting and taking a look here. I want to let us jump into our homework just a little bit so we can ask a question so I can explain it to you. So for our assignment today, even if you do nothing else, all I want you to do is take a picture of your notes right here and submit this form, right? A picture of your notes. If you don't even want to deal with the like posting your picture in here, I will take pictures on Canvas. Like just submit your picture on Canvas. Like take a picture on your phone, submit it on Canvas. You don't have to put it on the form, right? If this thing is too much work for you, I'll take pictures and I'll figure out what they are. You would really help me by just writing notes at the top of your page, or like if you're working on part 1 at the top of your page, that's fine. But if this part, like the getting the thing off of your phone into your computer is too hard, that's okay. Just take a picture on Canvas and submit it. That would be super appreciative of. I'd be super appreciative of that. For part 1, you're going to do these problems here. So you're using these functions here, and you're going to plug in. So like for this first one, you're going to plug in 3 into G, and then same thing, you're going to plug that number into H. Okay. For number 3, if you are confused on number 3, I just want to see good thinking here. It is okay if you do not get the right answer. It's okay if you don't get an answer. I just want to see good thinking on number 3. Right? Your answers are available here. You have multiple choice for 4, 5, and 6. That is part 1. Right? So 3 problems, 3 multiple choice. Right? For part 2, you are choosing. If you like to use paper, you can keep rocking out on paper. If you prefer IXL, like you like IXL better, you like getting the questions and doing a lot in your head, you can also do that, right? So these are options. This is one or the other. Don't do both. That's too much work, right? So one or the other, okay? And then finally, you have your checkpoint form. Your checkpoint form is like 3 questions, right? So 3 questions here. So all together, you would have these 6 questions here, right? You would have these questions here. Either remember that you're like choosing what number you are. So either 9 or 12, depending on track or honors. And then you have, or your IXL, one or the other. Then you have your checkpoint, which should be pretty quick. Okay. These optional ones here, I would love to hear your feedback because we have switched up some things, but this is optional. That's why the boxes are green rather than yellow. That's why they're green rather than yellow. Okay. If you only do one part, like you took notes, sweet, turn it in, right? Turn it in. For number 1, we're going to do this part here. For number 1, if I'm working on number 1 here, it says h of g of 3. So I have h of g of 3. I'm going to start with g of 3. So I'm going to take 3 and I'm going to put it into the g function. So I'm going to have 5 times 3 minus 7. So I'd have 15 minus 7 would be 8. So that's what g of 3 is. And then I'm going to take 8 like this. H is here. So now I'm going to take the 8 and I'm going to plug it into the h equation. So I'd have negative 3x plus 2. So I'd have negative 3 times 8 and then plus 2 here. So negative 24 plus 2. Use my calculator. Negative 24 plus 2 is negative 22. So my answer, negative 22, goes here. And I can check my possible answers. And I see that negative 22 is one of those answers. And that is how I would do that first one. Okay. I don't have official office hours, but I can be available at 3:30 today. I have a meeting until 3:30, but at 3:30, I can support you. So if you need any help or want to stick around for that, you are welcome to join me at my Zoom room at 3:30. Otherwise, we are done for the day, and I will see you soon. I'll see you on Thursday.
Bye, Miss. Thank you.
Bye. You're welcome, Gabby. Oh, Stephanie's free too. So if you want help, you can message Stephanie. Stephanie Ramirez is our TA. You can email her. Steph, can you drop your email in here? That'd be awesome. Anthony, bye, David. Anthony, thank you for letting me know. If you want to stick around, I'm going to do the lesson again, so you can like see it again if you want. Or you're welcome to come back at 3:30 or send me a text message. Lots of ways to get help. Or message Stephanie. Actually, wait, Steph, are you available right now?
I'm available until 3 for right now.
Okay, can you work with Anthony on a couple of questions in a breakout room real fast?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Anthony, jump into this breakout room, and then if you can't stay, just let Stephanie know. Cool. Hold on. It should be, what the heck? Oh, there you are. 15. Oh, why? Move. This thing's being annoying. All right, there we go. Try that if you want it. You can jump in there. Okay. Jump in those breakout rooms. Otherwise, adios, amigos. See you all soon. If anybody else wants support, I can move you to that breakout room if you want. Just let me know. Otherwise, you're free to go. Bye, friends.